Scorpio. Something isn't right, and you feel it deep in your bones. There's a tension in the air, a disturbance in your energy field, like someone close to you has been hiding something. You can't quite explain it, but your soul has been whispering the truth that your heart hasn't wanted to face. What if I told you they did lie to you? What if everything you've been sensing, the unease, the silence, the cold distance, was your intuition sounding the alarm? And what if the universe is finally stepping in to reveal everything they've tried so hard to conceal? In this video, we're diving into the hidden layers of deception, the karmic reason behind it, and the powerful truth that's about to change everything for you. This message isn't for the faint of heart. It's for the Scorpio who's ready to see it all. Welcome to the Mystic Astro Zen, your sacred space for cosmic truth, divine guidance, and the kind of spiritual clarity that sets your soul free. Scorpio, there's a strange unease in your spirit lately, isn't there? A quiet tension lingering beneath the surface. Like a whisper you can't quite catch, but you know it's there. Something in your energy field feels unsettled. Like a puzzle piece missing from a picture that once felt whole. You've sensed it. The shift, the pause, the silence that suddenly felt too loud. It's not paranoia. It's not overthinking. It's your ancient, sacred gift of knowing. And it's been tugging at you because something or someone hasn't been honest with you. A smile that didn't reach the eyes. A message left unanswered. A promise that turned cold in your hands. Deep down, you already felt it. That something wasn't adding up. And no matter how tightly they tried to wrap their story in comfort or excuses, your soul picked up the frequency of falsehood. This isn't just about someone lying to you. This is about your spirit being awakened to the truth the universe is preparing to reveal. Because Scorpio, when deception dances in your presence, the universe doesn't let it go unanswered for long. The energy is shifting now. And soon, what was hidden in shadow will be brought into light, not through chaos, but through divine alignment. This isn't revenge, it's revelation. And this moment you felt approaching, it's not a coincidence. It's karma moving into motion. The lie they told you wasn't just about what they did, it was about who they are, and who you're no longer meant to carry in your sacred space. So if you've been questioning yourself, doubting your instincts, or blaming your heart for believing, stop. You are not weak for loving. You are not foolish for trusting. You are wise for sensing the shift. Because when Scorpio's intuition awakens, no lie can survive the light. The truth is closer than you think, and you're more prepared than ever to receive it. The truth is, Scorpio, the lie wasn't just in what they said, it was in what they withheld, what they twisted, what they made you question about yourself. The most painful deception isn't always the bold, loud betrayal. Sometimes it's the soft erosion of trust over time. A subtle change in their tone. A shift in their energy when you walked into the room. A distance you could feel even when they were sitting right beside you. You noticed it, didn't you? That the conversations became colder. The connection felt weaker. Their words said one thing, but their energy said something else entirely. But you wanted to believe them, because that's the depth of your loyalty. When you love fully. And when you trust, it's because you've already scanned someone's soul and chosen to see their light over their darkness. But this time they didn't honor that gift. They saw your loyalty as an opportunity, not as a bond to protect. And so they lied. Maybe it was a small lie at first, a white lie, a hidden truth, a distraction from their real intentions. But it grew, because lies always do. And the more you gave them grace, the more they grew comfortable distorting the truth. Until one day, you woke up and realized you didn't know who you were talking to anymore. What hurts the most isn't just the fact that they lied. It's how they made you doubt your own perception, how they acted like you were being too sensitive, too suspicious, too emotional. But the truth is, you weren't wrong. You were right all along. And the moment you began feeling that ache in your spirit, that uncomfortable itch that something wasn't right, was the moment your soul started rejecting their illusion. You see, Scorpio, when you begin to feel disoriented in someone's presence, it's not because you're broken. It's because they're hiding. And your energy, your intensity, your clarity, it threatens the very facade they've been trying to maintain. That lie wasn't just about the situation. It was about control, power, shame. They couldn't face themselves, so they tried to twist the truth and make you question yours. But they didn't realize that you're not just a sign. You're a transformation embodied. You don't just survive betrayal. You rise through it. What they broke was not your spirit. It was their last chance to be honest with a soul who would have stood by them through anything. And now, that chance has passed. The universe saw it all. Every silence, every deflection, every manipulation. And that's why justice is now aligning in your favor. The lie was real. The pain was deep. But so is your strength. And now, Scorpio, the journey of healing and clarity truly begins. Because once the veil is lifted, you will never see them or yourself the same again. Scorpio, let's go deeper now, beyond the surface of the lie, into the shadows of why they lied in the first place. Because understanding their reason doesn't excuse their actions, but it sets you free from carrying their shame. People lie for many reasons, but when they lie to someone as spiritually attuned as you, it's often rooted in fear. Fear of being exposed, fear of not being enough, fear of losing control. They saw in you a mirror, Scorpio. And mirrors are uncomfortable when someone hasn't done the work to face their own reflection. Your presence made them confront their inadequacy, their hidden insecurities, their buried truth. And instead of rising to meet your authenticity, they chose to manipulate it. They wore a mask not because you couldn't handle their truth, but because they couldn't. Their lie was a shield, a desperate attempt to hold on to power in a space that demanded vulnerability. You asked for honesty. They offered illusion. You offered depth. They responded with deflection. Why? Because real intimacy, the kind Scorpio demands, requires accountability. And not everyone is willing to be seen in that kind of light. To truly be known is terrifying for someone hiding from themselves. So they crafted a version of the truth that was more comfortable for them, even if it was destructive to you. They wanted your devotion without earning your trust. They wanted your light without revealing their darkness. But that's not how sacred connections work. And you, Scorpio, are not someone who thrives on the superficial. You read between the lines, feel what's unspoken, and sense when energy doesn't match intention. That's what scared them. You saw too much. You knew too deeply, and instead of honoring that gift, they tried to dull it, twist it, make you question it, because your truth made them feel small. But the truth is, you didn't make them feel small. Their own shadow did. Your power simply revealed it. That lie they told? It wasn't about you. It was a reflection of the parts of themselves they couldn't face. Their shame, their guilt, their inability to be fully real. And now, as the universe prepares to reveal the full truth, you'll begin to see it clearly. They weren't trying to protect you. They were trying to protect their mask. But masks eventually slip. And what's revealed beneath it will no longer have power over you. Because Scorpio, you've already seen through it. You've already felt what they tried to hide. And now, as the cosmic curtain lifts, you're no longer asking why they lied. You're realizing the lie was never about you. It was a warning. A divine nudge that something was misaligned. And that's the moment your transformation began. Not when they lied, but when your soul said, "This doesn't feel true anymore." Scorpio, one of the most painful places to be is trapped between what your soul knows and what your heart still hopes for. That's where you've been, in that space of inner tension, where your intuition has already revealed the truth, but your love has been clinging to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, it's all a misunderstanding. You're not alone in that conflict. For someone as deeply emotional and spiritually aware as you, this kind of dissonance feels like a war inside your chest. You noticed the signs. You heard the silence behind their words. You felt the chill in moments that used to be warm. And still, you hoped. Because Scorpios don't give up easily. You love with your whole being. Fiercely, protectively, endlessly. Even when things don't feel right, you try to hold on a little longer, because you want to believe that the bond meant something, that maybe they'll come around, that maybe your love can inspire honesty. But that internal conflict, the knowing versus the hoping, has been exhausting you. Every time you tried to silence your intuition, your body protested. Your dreams grew louder. Your peace slipped away. Because your soul was never confused. It was your heart trying to find meaning in something that had already lost its truth. And you've probably blamed yourself, haven't you? Asked if you were being too guarded. Wondered if you were too demanding. Questioned whether you were the problem. But Scorpio, you were never asking for too much. You were asking for exactly what you deserve. Clarity, honesty, emotional presence. What you felt wasn't insecurity. It was sacred awareness. And the more you ignored it, the more your spirit ached. That ache wasn't weakness, it was your soul pulling you toward the truth. You didn't want to let go because you loved deeply and that love was real. But love without truth is not love. It's illusion. And the longer you stayed in that space between knowing and hoping, the more power you gave to the lie. But now, you're waking up. You're remembering that your intuition has never lied to you. People have, but not your inner knowing, not your gut, not your spirit. And now it's time to trust it. Not because you're bitter, but because you're done betraying yourself for the comfort of others. This is the shift. The moment where hope stops being about holding on to someone and starts being about holding on to yourself. You've given them enough grace, enough time, enough benefit of the doubt. It's time to give yourself permission to believe what you feel and walk away from what doesn't feel true. Because Scorpio, your inner voice, isn't confused. It's been patiently waiting for you to listen. And now that you are, nothing can keep you trapped in that limbo again. Scorpio, when the universe speaks to you, it rarely uses words. It sends signals, quiet, symbolic, deeply personal signs that bypass the logical mind and go straight to the soul. And you, more than any other sign, are wired to receive them. Lately, the messages have been intensifying, haven't they? You've seen repeating numbers like 1111, 444, or 222 showing up everywhere. Songs that echo memories, dreams that feel too vivid to ignore. Strange coincidences that leave you wondering if it's all part of a divine orchestration. These are not random. They're messages, confirmations. The universe has been trying to show you what your heart already suspected. Someone's not being honest with you, and the energy around that connection has become toxic to your spirit. Maybe you've been hearing a certain name in passing over and over. Maybe an old memory keeps resurfacing, demanding your attention. Maybe a conversation you overheard felt strangely meant for you. These moments are sacred, Scorpio. They're the cosmic breadcrumbs leading you back to the truth. And while others might dismiss these things as coincidence, you know better. You feel the vibration behind the veil. You sense the deeper meaning in everything. Your body is an antenna, tuned to the frequency of hidden truth. And the universe, in its divine timing, has been gradually lifting the curtain, not to hurt you but to prepare you. Because the truth isn't just something you discover, it's something you align with. And in this season, the veil is growing thinner. Your psychic gifts are sharpening. Your emotional radar is becoming more precise. And the signs you're receiving are not just confirmations, they're invitations. Invitations to release illusions, to stop second-guessing yourself, to trust the divine intelligence guiding you home. The more you honor those signs, the clearer the message becomes. And soon, Scorpio, the confirmation you've been waiting for will arrive in a way that cannot be denied, whether through an accidental confession, a sudden shift in energy, or divine synchronicity that forces the truth into the open. It's coming. The moment where all the pieces fall into place. And when it does, you'll realize that the universe was never punishing you. It was protecting you. Every delay, every distance, every detour was part of a bigger plan. A plan to wake you up, to reroute your path, to return your power. So pay attention. The truth is already speaking to you through signs, symbols, sensations. Through your body, your dreams, your gut. Don't ignore them. Don't rationalize them away. You're not imagining things. You're being shown. And the more you trust, that the less room there will be for deception in your life. Scorpio, your soul already knows what your mind is only beginning to understand. The signs are real. The message is clear. The universe is on your side. And it's about to make everything undeniable. Scorpio, the moment you felt brewing beneath the surface, the one you couldn't name but knew was coming, is now on the edge of unfolding. The great unveiling. The truth they thought they buried deep enough to forget is rising. And, not because you searched for it, but because the universe has declared its time. You see, divine timing doesn't rush and it doesn't stall. It moves when the energy is aligned and the soul is ready. And you, Scorpio, are ready. Ready to see clearly. Ready to feel the weight of confusion lifted. Ready to receive what you once feared, the whole truth. There's a sacred power in divine revelation. It doesn't crash into your life like chaos. It weaves its way in through synchronicity, divine whispers, and sudden clarity. One moment everything feels murky. The next, everything becomes painfully, beautifully clear. And that's what's approaching now. The person who lied, who manipulated, who wore a mask around you, they can't hold that illusion anymore. The vibration of the lie has become too heavy. The energy is breaking down. They're slipping, saying things they didn't mean to, acting in ways that betray their guilt, distancing themselves in fear of being found out. Something is about to give, a message accidentally sent, a truth revealed by someone else, a crack in their story that exposes everything. But here's what matters most. When the truth comes out, you won't be surprised. You'll feel that strange combination of heartbreak and peace. Because it won't be new information, it'll just be confirmation. You've already felt it all. The universe is simply catching up. And as this truth arrives, you'll feel something unexplainable shift inside you. The energy of deception will break. The cords of confusion will snap. And you'll be standing in your own clarity. Raw, powerful, undeniable. This is your moment of liberation, Scorpio. But don't expect it to be loud. Sometimes the truth reveals itself in silence, in absence, in the way they stop trying, or in the way they suddenly come back, desperate, knowing you've seen through them. Either way you win. Because this revelation isn't about revenge or confrontation. It's about restoration. Restoring your peace, your truth, your sovereignty. The universe doesn't reveal lies to destroy you. It reveals them to set you free. And once the light touches what was hidden, that shadow loses its grip on your life forever. So when it happens, and when the text comes, when the conversation slips, when the look in their eyes changes, remember this isn't chaos. This is divine orchestration. You were never crazy. You were never wrong. You were just waiting for the stars to align. And now they are. The great unveiling has begun, Scorpio. And nothing can stop the truth from finding its way to you now. Scorpio, in the aftermath of revelation, something beautiful begins to stir within you. The gift of spiritual discernment. This isn't just about seeing the truth in others. It's about recognizing it within yourself. Because while intuition whispers to your soul, discernment sharpens your ability to act on that whisper with confidence, not confusion. And that's exactly what's awakening in you now. The fog has lifted. The illusion is no longer seductive, and what once felt like doubt is now becoming sacred clarity. You're no longer seeking proof because the truth doesn't need to be proven. It only needs to be felt. And you felt it so deeply, Scorpio. Every moment your stomach clenched around a lie. Every time your chest tightened after hearing half-truths. Every sleepless night you spent decoding words that never quite matched their energy. All of it was your spiritual compass trying to protect you. And now, you trust it again. That's the rebirth. The moment when you stop outsourcing your truth to people who benefit from your confusion. The moment when you stop needing their explanation to validate your experience. Because discernment is power, and it lives in your nervous system, your instincts, your gut. You've learned the difference. Now, the difference between intuition and anxiety, between paranoia and protection. You no longer confuse red flags for potential. You no longer call betrayal just a misunderstanding. And you no longer silence your knowing just to keep the peace with someone who's already disrupted your spirit. This is what it means to be Scorpio, to live at the edge of mystery but never be blinded by it. You don't need loud confessions or dramatic apologies. You only need energy, vibration, frequency. And when something feels off now, you won't second guess it. You'll walk away. That's your evolution. That's the upgrade. You're stepping into a season where your ability to read energy is your greatest protection, where your silence becomes your strength, where your boundaries aren't built from fear but from self-respect. The days of ignoring the whisper in your soul are over. Now, you hear it loud and clear, and that whisper says, you already know. You don't have to justify what your body tells you. You don't have to explain what your spirit has already discerned. And you don't owe anyone access to you if they can't honor the truth. This is spiritual sovereignty. And Scorpio, you've earned it. Through pain, through awakening, through transformation. You've earned this wisdom. The universe is not just revealing the truth around you. It's revealing the deeper truth within you. The truth that you were always right to feel what you felt. That your knowing was never a flaw, it was your superpower. And now, as you rise in discernment, you'll move through life with eyes wide open, not in fear, but in alignment. Because once you've seen the truth, you never again settle for less than real. Scorpio, now that the truth has found you, the question becomes clear. What will you do with it? This is the moment where your power returns to you, not in anger or vengeance, but in the calm strength of alignment. The universe doesn't just expose lies for the sake of drama. It does so to invite you into deeper clarity, to help you reclaim your energy, and to guide you into your next chapter free from illusion. What happens now is no longer about them. It's about you, about how you choose to move forward, knowing what you now know. It may be tempting to seek closure, to demand apologies, to confront the situation head on. But Scorpio, You're not here to fight battles that drain your soul. You're here to rise in silence, to heal in truth, and to release what was never meant to stay. The universe wants you to let go, not as a sign of weakness, but as a declaration of your worth. You don't need to chase the truth anymore. You already hold it. And that truth is enough to cut the energetic cords that have kept you bound, in confusion, waiting, hoping. This is your time to release, to unhook yourself from the emotional entanglements that have stolen your peace. You can do this through quiet rituals of release, writing out your feelings, speaking your truth aloud to yourself, meditating on freedom, or simply choosing to walk away with your head held high. You are not responsible for fixing what others chose to break. You are responsible for protecting the light within you. And as you step away from what was false, you make space for what is real to find you. No more sacrificing your intuition to avoid discomfort. No more betraying your inner voice for the sake of someone else's convenience. From this moment on, your loyalty returns to you. You reclaim your energy, you honor your boundaries, and you realign with your soul's highest truth. Scorpio, the universe is calling you into a new vibration, one where relationships are rooted in authenticity, where your gifts are valued, and where your presence is sacred. But to walk through that new door, you must be willing to close the old one completely. There is no halfway here. The truth has been revealed. The lesson is complete. The test is over. Now it's time to choose yourself. To move with grace, with wisdom, and with quiet power. Let the silence say what words never could. Let your peace speak louder than your pain. And know this: every time you release what is not in alignment with your truth, you invite in more of what truly is. What happens next will be guided, not forced, aligned, not rushed. You're not losing anything real. You're simply clearing space for something greater. The universe is already at work. Now it's your turn to trust it and follow the path your spirit already sees. Scorpio, what rises after the truth is not just healing, it's rebirth. The universe doesn't take things from you to punish you. It removes what no longer serves you to make space for something far more powerful. And now that you've walked through the fire of truth, something extraordinary is beginning to take shape. You're not just moving on, you're evolving. The pain you endured, the lie you uncovered, the betrayal you felt, all of it was part of a greater preparation, the kind of preparation that only those with the courage to feel deeply can understand. You see, Scorpio, this experience didn't break you. It activated you. It awakened the part of you that forgot its own power while trying to hold others together. And now you're standing in a new vibration, one where your time, your energy, your love are no longer available to those who cannot honor it. This is your karmic reward, not just in the spiritual sense, but in very real, tangible shifts. You may notice new opportunities flowing toward you, connections that feel cleaner, deeper, more aligned. A sense of inner peace that grows stronger every day. The kind of peace that doesn't depend on validation, but radiates from knowing you are whole, even after being lied to, especially after being lied to. Because you didn't just survive it, you alchemized it. You turned the betrayal into wisdom, the confusion into clarity, the heartbreak into a deeper love for yourself. That's the magic of your sign. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, death, and rebirth, and you, more than anyone, know how to rise from ashes. Now you're stepping into a timeline where everything that was lost begins to return, not in its old form, but in a higher version that matches your new frequency. Love that honors your depth. Work that reflects your purpose. Friends who see you fully. A relationship with yourself that no longer bends to please others. And while they may try to return, to re-explain, to reattach, you'll see it clearly now. You won't feel guilt for walking away. You'll feel gratitude for the clarity. Because when the truth arrives, it doesn't ask you to stay where pain lives. It invites you to leave and never look back. Scorpio, this is your reward for trusting your soul, even when it hurt. This is your new chapter where your power is reclaimed, your peace is protected, and your path is guided by truth alone. Don't fear this transformation. Embrace it. Because the person you're becoming is stronger, wiser, and more spiritually aligned than ever before. You are not broken. You are reborn. And everything that happens next will reflect the strength it took to finally choose yourself. Scorpio, now that the truth has found its voice and the silence has spoken louder than any words ever could, you are standing in the stillness after the storm, not defeated, but transformed. The echoes of confusion have faded. The weight of uncertainty has lifted, and what remains is something pure, unshakable, and deeply yours. Clarity. You've come full circle. From sensing the lie, to confronting your own doubts, to watching the universe unravel the illusion in its perfect timing. And in that journey, you didn't just uncover what was false. You remembered what was true. You remembered your own strength, your own intuition, your own sacred ability to feel what others try so hard to hide. And now, Scorpio, that truth becomes your compass. You no longer chase closure. You no longer beg for honesty. Because you found something far greater. Peace. Not the peace that comes from getting answers, but the peace that comes from no longer needing them. This is where your power becomes undeniable. You've seen the mask fall. You've watched the lies dissolve. And through it all, you stayed rooted in your essence. Fierce, loving, and loyal to your soul's evolution. You are no longer defined by what they did or didn't do. You are defined by how you rose, how you listened to your spirit when everyone else told you to ignore it, how you chose truth over comfort, and how you reclaimed your story without needing to rewrite theirs. This moment is yours, Scorpio. It's the beginning of something cleaner, freer, more aligned with the version of you that refuses to settle for anything less than what your soul deserves. And as you move forward, know this: what's coming next will not ask you to shrink, to question, or to beg. What's coming next will meet you with honesty, match your depth, and protect your peace. Because now you've made space for it. You've released the lie and in doing so invited the truth to stay. So breathe, Scorpio. Let this be the closing of a chapter you never thought you'd have the strength to finish, and the opening of one you always deserved. And if any part of you still wonders if you made the right choice, look at how your heart feels now. Calmer, stronger, lighter. That's how you know. The universe has spoken. The truth has landed and your spirit has heard it. Let this be your affirmation. I release what was never real, and I rise in what is. I trust my knowing, I protect my peace, and I welcome the truth that's meant for me. You are no longer waiting, Scorpio. You're living. And that, more than anything, is the real victory. Welcome to your next chapter. It begins in truth, and it begins now. If you felt the truth stirring within these words, if your intuition was lighting up with every sentence, then this message was meant for you. The universe didn't bring you here by accident. It brought you here to confirm what your spirit already knew. Scorpio, you are stepping into your power, shedding illusions and claiming a new chapter rooted in truth and clarity. If this video resonated with your journey, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to the Mystic Astro Zen so you never miss another soul-guided message. And in the comments, a fire emoji if you're ready to release the lie and rise into the truth. Your transformation has already begun. Let's walk through it together.